Hello, Mouse Planet. Alan DeLinka back with you for our 20th show. Fun at Home, show number 20. That's 20 weeks of fun at home shows on a weekly basis. And I've been here for all 20 of them, I can tell you that. Thanks again to everybody joining us. I'm in Central Florida. We've got folks from all over the place with us. I got a full green room. There's 9 more people in the green room because we're going to play our new Mouse Planet live Jibe Time game. And that's going to be a little bit later. We're going to start with this very fun interview that I have to share. As some folks may know, I also help out and produce other shows. And one of the things I did this weekend was helped out my friend Alex Wittenberg on the Creative Quarantine Sessions. And he interviewed John Iacovelli. Hopefully I pronounced that right. John is a production designer, and he was the art director on a famous Disney film that was that sleeper hit back in the 1990s, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And I have a 6-minute segment of that interview to share with you where he shares all sorts of great insider information about the sets and about the creation of that movie. So without further ado, if hit all the right buttons here, I'm going to start the interview up, and you guys enjoy that, and then we'll be back with our game.
The Teeny Weenies actually is based on a Victorian, sort of very Victorian engraving book for children called the Teeny Weenies, and it was about like the little people, and Stuart Gordon had, who did Reanimator and all these kind of very gory horror movies and sort of B movies. He and his writing partner, Brian Usna, had come up with the idea that they wanted to have a story that their kids could actually see. So they came up with the Teeny Weenies, and it was charming. It was very short. And it was, what if your father's sort of a crazy scientist and he's making a machine in the attic and it shrinks you down to less than 1/4 of an inch high? And what if you're lost in the backyard? And what is that like? So it was a very simple premise. And there's a whole history of shrinking movies. I was supposed to be the moderator on a panel at Comic-Con this year for we were going to do a whole bunch of shrinking movies because of course Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is getting a reboot. And we tried coming up with different titles, and I was just talking to our storyboard artist recently, and he reminded me that Penny Finkelman Cox came up with the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in the shower, because that's one of Rick Moranis' lines when he says, his wife comes home and he says, "Honey, I think I shrunk the kids." And where are they? In the backyard. That starts the whole thing. There's just so many people from that movie. And whenever we see each other, I ran into Brad Einhorn, who's actually going to work on the reboot as the prop master. And we're just fast friends. It's just like you never lose those relationships when you're in the trenches. I remember I was telling Denise or somebody one day about there's sort of a slide of all this mud and gook that the characters have to slide down into a pool of gucky water. And we just couldn't Denise was up there covered in mud. And we couldn't get people to dress it properly. We had this kind of like raffia stuff, but every take you could see the slide. So Joe and I we just hiked up our pants, and both of us got in there, and it was like being in a mud fest. We would every take we just would go and dress it ourselves, and put all this stuff and try to make it right. And I just, those are the things that you just never forget,
First, we have the machine, of course, that gets us there.
Yeah, and Brad had that made by a shop in LA somewhere, a specialty shop. And it did quite a lot of tricks. I think there was 1 or 2 of those. I don't know where they ended up, but it was fun because the attic we built on a stage, and we actually built it to match the exterior, of course, because we built the exterior. But the walls were like pedals, and they could hinge open, so we could get lighting rigs in. And we had a bunch of ports in the floor, so the camera could get right at the floor level. We also built it 6 feet above, 6 or 7 feet above the floor of the stage, so that you could see, Rick Moranis and other people coming up the stairs. So it was a little bit of a hard set to shoot in because it was sort of this island raised up. And I remember Dory Cooper, the set decorator, and I dismantled it and sent it all to LA for motion. There was a few motion control shots, that were done in LA where they had to recreate it, but on a 45-degree angle. And it was fun. That was always a fun set to be in. And I think that Greg had a real vision for what that needed to look like.
That's very cool. Actually, Disney recently put out a program called Prop Culture, where they
Right.
focus in on Honey, I Shrunk, and I believe they refurbished one of the machines, one of
Oh,
these
good.
shrinking machines.
This is Claude, our assistant art director, and this is one of the paintings that beautiful painters down there. And this had to match. The funny thing about these paintings was they were on all sides of the stage, and they were sort of deep background, but they had to match these leaves that Daniel had made a carving for. And we spent so much time on these leaves because what we would have to do is there was almost like rebar that was inside of them. They were foam. And the problem when you get down to your 1/4 of an inch in your grass, we had sent some tests. There's nothing green down there. And we had sent it up to the Disney execs, and they were really upset because they said, this is supposed to be about kids lost in the grass and it's not green. And we said, well, it isn't green. And they said, well, make it green. So we made it green, but if you actually go to your grass at a 1/4 of an inch high, it's all brown. I don't know that there's very many movies that had this many special effects where we did so much in-camera stuff.
Wow,
It just,
great.
and that's just outside in the alleyway at the studios,
Yeah, it's a thrill to see the work. Here's the quick set key, right?
Yeah, we had a contest. We had a little, Penny Finkelman Cox had sent out a memo, and she says, what would you find in your backyard? And this was one of the ones I said, how about a key? And we wanted a quick set, which was a little bit of a promotional time because you could recognize a quick set key, rather than just a normal key. And that's the funny thing about the Big Cookie. It was originally supposed to be an Oreo, but Oreo company wouldn't give us any money, so it ended up being a Little Debbie, which was fun.
There it is.
But I always thought it looked like a turd in the grass. I just thought, it worked, and you can see again it's slightly in perspective, and actually there you can see it's against the painted backdrop, which is kind of wonderful because those drops were so good we didn't have to do a lot to put much in front of them.
So everyone, thank you all for tuning in today, and I hope that you will join us next week as we present a production designer from Pixar, Ralph Eggleston, who designed the films Inside Out, WALL-E, Finding Nemo, and Incredibles 2.
So I hope you enjoyed that. And as Alex said at the end, this weekend, he's having a one-time only show with very well known, if you've seen a Pixar movie, Ralph Eggleston. You've seen his name in the end credits. It's one time only. Tune in at creativequarantinesessions.com on this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's going to stream on Facebook and YouTube, and you can get there with that link on the screen. And I hope everybody tunes in because I think it's going to be a really interesting discussion with Ralph about designing for 3D animation. All right, so with that, I'm going to bring in all of the gang in a moment because we're going to play our new game that we introduced last week, and it is called MousePlanet Jibe Time. And it would be really great if I could bring everybody in while that's playing, but that's just not going to happen. All right, so I'm going to bring in people hopefully in the right order because we've got two contestants and I'd like them to be near each other on the screen. So I'm going to bring in our CEO, Adrian Vincent Phoenix. Say hello, Adrian.
Hello, Adrian.
Hello, Adrian. I'm going to bring in Aaron from Getaway Today. Hello, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. Hi.
I'm going to bring in Leslie Carling from The Gary Myers Show, another show that I work on. Hello, Leslie.
Hey, y'all.
And now I'm going to bring in last week's champion, because I think that's going to give me the right number here. Big fat panda himself, John Saccheri. Welcome, John.
How are you?
I got to hear you, John. Good. All right. Very good.
I'm here.
And now I'm going to bring on John's challenger, who you've seen on this show before, Shelley Caran from On the Go and MCO. Shelley is all warmed up. Now I'm going to bring on our very own Todd Pickering. Now he's playing, also known as the Plumber.
That's like that.
I'm going to put the two Todds next to each other. I got Todd King. And now I'm going to bring in Lisa Stiglick and Chris Berry. And I believe that gives us 10.
Woohoo!
And I've got Panda right under the logo, just like it was last week when he won. Because, you know, as the champion, Mr. Big Fat Panda got the Mike Wazowski treatment from us, which is this with...
Here it comes.
Find the graphic. Here comes the graphic.
Wait for it.
That. Because, of course, it's a logo I made myself.
He's on television.
All right. So the rules of our game are very simple. And I'll actually turn the logo off because I don't want to block John's head. His head is is too important to see here. There we go. The rules of the game are very simple. I'm going to ask 2 questions from a list of 25 questions we have. And no, that's Jeopardy, Adrian. We are not playing Jeopardy or Jeopardy or anything like that. And you got to be careful because I am not wearing my contacts. So to read that, I actually had to lean in. That I can read. Let me explain the rules for those who didn't see last week's show or didn't see them in the credits. I'm going to read questions that have blanks in them, very much in the style of Match Game of the 1970s, where you give family-friendly answers, and hopefully there's enough time between when we ask the questions and when we get to the answers that we'll be able to share some of your answers. But unlike the Match Game, everybody's going to write every time, and everybody is going to score a point or not score a point based on those jibes, right? You've got to jibe with somebody's answer. That's a match. If you didn't get the thesaurus out. And the matches will count cumulatively, and whoever has the most at the end of the game, and I'm going to decide when the end of the game is, they're going to be our new champion, and they'll get
Lost Alan.
Oops. No, they won't get eliminated from the screen. The good thing is I come back. I was going to say they get the Mike Wazowski treatment that I will do to myself. All right. So with that, I've got all of the rules read. I've got all of that taken care of. So I'm going to lean over to the other screen so that I can bring in last week's question to show everybody an example. And then we will have Shelley as the challenger pick the first question for this week. Let me click a couple of buttons here, and we should. There it is. So we have it's Jibe Time, Mouse Planet Live, Jibe Time, and our questions from last week. I've got one of last week's questions so everybody can see how it works. I said I got one of the questions from last week. It was, did you hear after all of these years at Disneyland, Disney's lawyers finally got to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? When the park finally reopens, the new, safer version will be Mr. Toad's blank ride. And we had some great answers. We had mild and socially distanced were the 2 that immediately come to mind. There were some more. But that's the style of the game. That's how we're playing it. So Shelley, as the challenger, I'm going to go up at the bottom of the screen here. You can see all the questions in green, and there's 25 of them. So, Shelley, go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 25, and that'll be our opening question.
13.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what was that, 13?
Lucky.
Yep.
13, all right. Number 13.
Doomed.
And the question is, the backside of water. Uh-oh, who dropped out? Somebody dropped out. All right, well, the backside, somebody dropped out.
No.
All right, well, here's the question. The backside of water has long been a highlight of the world-famous Jungle Cruise in Adventureland. Inside the Emporium on Main Street, USA, seeing the backside of blank, not so much.
Good Lord.
Okay.
Remember, family-friendly, let's keep it clean. Anybody need me to reread it? No? All right, we're going to go 20 seconds to write. Audience, feel free to write. We will share those in a minute. Here we go, 20 seconds.
I believe you lost Mr. Pickering.
What was that?
You lost Todd.
Lost Todd? Oh, there's Todd.
I clicked out of the studio by accident,
All
reaching
right.
for my marker.
Show that question one more time
don't do
again,
that.
Alan.
All right, we got 4 seconds coming up here.
Just show it again real quick, can you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
No, can you show that question again one more time?
Well, the gist of the question, because it's actually complicated for me to bring a question back on the screen. The gist of the question was the backside of blank in the Emporium, not so much, is something you want to say. All right, everybody got an answer. Hopefully those folks out in the audience have gotten answers. All right, so Shelley, that's Shelley's question. Everybody remember that Shelley asked number 13, and now I'm going to go and ask for Mr. Panda to pick a number, and we will ask that question. Mr. Panda, a number between 1 and 25, other than 13.
8.
Number 8. All right, number 8. Our question is...
Another question.
What's that? Everybody ready? Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8. On days with record high temperatures, television news stations across the country like to show off frying an egg on the hood of a car or on the sidewalk. On the hottest days at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, you could probably fry an egg on blank.
Oh, blank.
All right, everybody got that? Here we go, 20 seconds. And I'm going to, I keep clicking in the wrong place. 20 seconds, here we go.
Yep. I got this one. I got a good one. I am ready.
All right.
That horn again.
So we've asked the 2 questions. I've seen some comments come in. We're going to wait on those for a moment or two and let the comments keep coming in. But before I do anything else, I want to just chit-chat for a few moments here with our boss, Adrienne Vincent Phoenix, who has Disneyland news to share. She's looking frightened, and she's the one who told me she has Disneyland news to share. Go ahead, Adrienne.
Well, it's not news, but it's news. So La Brea Bakery reopened today in downtown Disney. And that was actually one of the restaurants I was surprised hadn't reopened at the beginning of all of this, because of all of the restaurants in the area. They've got the largest outdoor patio by far. So they reopened today, which I'm really glad to see a little more normal here. Unfortunately, we still don't know when Disneyland Resort is going to reopen. But the good news for those of you who are numbers geek like me, Orange County, California, finally fell below the state threshold on all of the COVID-19 tracking metrics, which means that the state could authorize us to be removed from the state watch list. And once the county is off the state watch list for 14 days, then they can ease business restrictions, potentially reopen schools, and look at opening additional business sectors. So some pretty good news for those of us watching Orange County.
All right, very good. And unfortunately, there isn't any particular new news to share here in Florida today. John, Shelley, you know any new news that may have broken in the last 24 hours? I don't recall seeing anything. All right.
Nothing.
They're both very
Not
helpful.
really.
Thrill a minute
New Haunted
down there.
Mansion Funko Pop came out.
Well, that was
There was a
today,
new
yeah.
AP Funko Pop that came out today, yes.
Ooh, I have to look at that.
It's really cool.
The organist.
Super cute.
Okay,
Man.
some answers came in, at least for the first one, although Lisa asks on the comments here for a Tortilla Joe's update. Is there anything further on Tortilla Joe's, Adrienne?
Not about the carryout. The restaurant itself is open. We talked about last week, but nothing on the taco bar. Todd, did you notice anything yesterday different?
Nope. No, I didn't see that open. The only thing that I will say about La Brea, maybe they waited because people really weren't going to the Disneyland, Disney California gate. So they might have just waited to ramp up because people weren't going down that far.
That would make sense.
People seem to be going mostly to shop, which is what I'm sensing when I go. So.
All right, let's go back to our game.
Okay.
Because I've got comments on the first question. I didn't get so many comments on the second, but hopefully you guys all have good answers. I can now put that question back on the screen. The question that Shelley got asked here was, the backside of water has long, and we're going to come to Shelley for the answer. The backside of water has long been a highlight of the world famous Jungle Cruise in Adventureland. Inside the Emporium on Main Street, USA, seeing the backside of blank, not so much. And I'm going to put Shelley on the screen. What do you say, Shelley?
The mayor.
Shelley says the mayor. Oh,
Straight
wow.
mayor.
Now, what's kind of funny is now there's no way I can tell exactly when the comments came in terms of how it related to the stream. One of the first comments that came in after I asked the question, as I saw it, was the backside of Todd. Now, I think Emily was just saying hi to Todd.
Yeah, I think that was.
No, I don't know.
I think she was saying that Todd's the one that dropped off the stream.
But I like that as the answer.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
I like that. All right, Emily.
That's what I had written.
Wasn't the backside of
wait, we're not
Todd.
revealing that.
I
But
changed
we
my
got
answer to Todd.
we got the backside of Mickey. We got the backside of that husky custodian.
Hunky.
We got the backside of Casey Jr., which I just missed. There it is, the backside of Casey Jr. So Emily gave us that as her answer. Yeah, Emily now tells me that wasn't the question. So we have no answers to the other one, but I'm going to go to all of our players now, and we will start. Let me get that off the screen. We'll start with Shelley's opponent, Mr. Big Fat Panda. John, what did you put as your answer? The backside of?
If I did pick the mayor, I wouldn't want to show it because I don't want her to win.
Yeah, but
I
you got to
put-
give her those points.
I know. I put the backside of a display case.
Oh,
Oh,
That's not a match.
not a match.
what?
All right, let's go to Leslie Kyling. Leslie, what do you don't want to see the backside of?
Sorry, no match. Dumbo.
Dumbo.
He's got a cute
Good answer, though. Good
It's got a
answer.
cute patoot.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Aaron, what's your answer?
Little tail.
But Donald.
Donald.
That's a
We got a
tough
theme going.
He doesn't wear pants.
And
so.
let's see. I got Adrian down here. Adrian, what's your answer? The horse-drawn trolley. Yeah, well, especially in the Emporium, that would be really, really messy.
Well, I don't know
Really-
about your main street, but from my main street, we can
Our
see it
street.
through the window. We also
Wow.
don't have a mayor.
Right.
Well, we don't either. The mayor did pass away, so seeing the backside of the mayor
Oh,
these days,
that's-
a little difficult.
That
There
would
is-
be
there is-
Even worse then.
Todd, what's your
Depressing.
answer?
Well, I was really literal. The stockroom.
Oh,
I almost did that. I
Ooh, that's
seriously
like
almost did that.
display case.
Yeah,
It is. It's like
not
a
on
display
mine.
case.
No,
Chris
that was
Berry?
my first answer, and I changed.
Well, as you can see behind me, what I normally see at the Emporium is the backside of my credit card.
There's the answer. That's the definitive answer, as they would say on the match game. Let's see. I got Lisa Stiglick. Lisa, what do you say?
Cast member.
Cast members. All right. Well, you're pretty close to matching the rear of the custodian that we saw out there.
Yeah.
Alex Wittenberg is impressed with everybody's penmanship, and that's why I'm not playing. Let's see. We've got Mr. Todd King. Todd, what's your answer?
I think I'm matching the wrong person.
Donald's tail feathers. No match. No match. And I think that's everyone. Did I miss anyone?
No, that's it.
So in the first round, Shelley has no matches.
No.
And Mr. Panda is up with his question from the first round, which, like I said, I haven't seen any answers from our friends out in the audience.
No.
Panda asked question number 8. Is that right, Todd Pickering? You're keeping track for me?
Yes, number 8.
All right, number 8
Number 8
was, let's get that on the screen here. Number 8 was, on days with record high temperatures, television stations across the country like to show off frying an egg on the hood of a car or on the sidewalk. On the hottest days at Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, you could probably fry an egg on, and I got to go to Mr. Big Fat Panda because he's showing it on his screen, but that's this button here. You could probably fry it on Main Street. There we go. Very, very literal answer from
Very
Mr.
literal.
Panda. Possibly the definitive answer. We'll see here. Shelley, what did you put? We'll go to you first. Was a
Fry an egg on
Cinderella
the castle.
Castle.
Cinder's
All right.
Castle.
Which is on Main Street. Match. Thank you, Shelley. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't think so, John. I'm the judge here. No points. No points. Let's go to, there we
Oh,
go.
there's a panda.
Let's go to Todd King. Todd, what is your response?
I don't know how you do this, but
The Tiki Bird's
Bird's
cage.
cage.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh,
That would be more like the floor of the Tiki Bird's cage, right? Where the
Ew.
egg is fallen.
the
Well,
eggs.
no, the egg is at the bottom of the cage, right?
The eggs come from
there's
the bird.
some more things on the bottom of that cage. Yeah.
Exactly. That's not an omelet I'd like to order.
I'm trying to find Lisa's button here. Lisa?
Dumbo.
Dumbo. All right, well, you matched that prior round.
Yeah, I know.
That was it.
Chris Berry, what do you got?
Well,
Fry
look
an egg-
where
fry an
you
egg
are,
where?
of course, you could fry an egg on Mickey's head.
There we go.
So,
There we go.
in the slot.
And the slot. And Todd Pickering, what do you got?
Yeah, but Chris, Mickey's not the one that gets angry all the time. It's Donald Duck's head
Donald
that's always on
Duck's
fire.
head. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, maybe his beak.
All right. Let's go to, I got to find a better way to do this. Let's go to Adrian. Adrian, what do you got?
Did
On
you
the track.
That's
I
again
wrote the
literal.
question.
That would
That
work.
is what I was thinking.
Which
That's
are
exactly what I was thinking when
on
I-
Main Street.
Street.
Thank you,
Uh-huh.
Adrian.
And they're also in Adventureland and Tomorrowland.
Very
and,
broad
I don't think
stroke
so.
there.
Aaron,
Walk
what do you
around
got?
in Tomorrowland.
Utopia.
Utopia.
Oh.
Very, very literal. That's a hood of a car, all right.
Not on Main Street.
And Leslie Kyling. Leslie, what do you have?
Sorry, I was thinking kitchen, so I said teacup ride. Old
Teacup.
style.
All
Oh,
right.
that's pretty good.
And,
I like
and
that.
I'm going to
Wow.
take away a point from my friend Nan Kent, who has won some contests of ours before. Nan did not follow the question carefully enough because I was saying the Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, and Nan offered up Spaceship Earth.
Oh,
So, for a Disney fan like
Ooh.
Nan, That's a big no-no.
Ah,
Shame on you,
man.
Nan. You lose a point. So Todd put down -1 point for Nan Kent.
All right.
1 point.
poor Nan.
Wow. Nan, you
So
got some
after-
catching up to do. Well,
After
at
the
the tie.
first round,
It's a nail
we are
biter.
tied at 0. We did better. We did better with points last week when this was a
Yeah.
brand new game. We got one more comment that came in. Nan is making a face at me for doing that.
One more answer came in above that from Mary.
Oh yeah, Mary Wells said the monorail. That's a good one.
Fried
yeah.
egg on
That's
the
a good one.
monorail.
Although,
That's scrambled eggs for sure.
and Nan, you'll be happy
Huevos.
to know that one of our Periscope
Huevos.
followers is protecting you. Says that you sound like an angel. I should leave you alone. And the stories I could tell about the time I've spent with Nan and Dave Kent in the parks, well, that could fill the show. But we're going to go back to the game.
All right.
So let's see. At 0-0, we had Shelley pick first in the last round. Panda, you can pick first in this round. I will show you which ones are taken.
Okay.
They're in red. You can pick a number.
How come there is no 25? You said there were 25. Where's 25?
That's a good question. I guess the 25th was
Go ahead,
last week's
pick that one.
question. So pick a
I
number
want to.
between
I
1
don't
and
know.
20.
Okay, let's do 20.
Number 20. All right. Number 20 is
Uh-oh.
Harold the Yeti on Disneyland's Matterhorn wanted a few days off, so he asked Blank to fill in for him. Got that? So Harold the Yeti wanted a few days off, so he asked Blank to fill in for him. And Leslie, I know you're not the Disneyland aficionado. Some of these are Yeti's the abominable snowman that you see when you're riding through the Matterhorn. And
I
he's been
have heard of
nicknamed
Yetis, but
I was going to say, but the one on the Matterhorn's been nicknamed Harold for some reason that I don't know.
Nobody.
So we've got
Nobody does.
answers coming in. Let me put the music on. You guys got 20 seconds to write. I got Todd dancing in his window. That's always fun to see. I think he's talking to Charles Nelson Riley over there. Everybody's writing. Everybody's writing. Panda's writing. Panda's
I
playing
got a good
along.
one. I got a good one.
All right, here we go.
All right.
That's the first one. Let me
Okay.
load the
Oh, yeah, number
question
2.
engine back up here so Shelley can pick a question.
Okay.
And Shelley, I will put the questions on the screen so you can pick one from our list of 1 through 24, except for the red ones.
All right, I'm going to go with question number 1 for my man Donald.
Question number 1.
Okay.
Except I keep clicking in the wrong place. Here we go. Question number 1.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
Question number
Oh,
1.
gosh.
Winnie the Pooh has quite the reputation for displacing aging stars when he moves in.
Ah.
At Magic Kingdom, he displaced Mr. Toad. At Disneyland, he displaced the Country Bears. Rumor has it he has his eyes on the role of Blank in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh,
Got that? Winnie the
Yes.
Pooh wants to take somebody's role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Whose role is it? Go ahead. It's time to jive.
Whose role is it?
I'm going to match you here.
We're getting some responses. All right, here we go. So that's 2 questions. And as I did between the other questions, to let some more answers come in, and I'm getting an echo in my earpiece.
Yeah,
for some reason.
somebody without headphones is.
And somebody's trying to enter the studio again. Adrian, is that you?
Nope.
All right. Well, somebody's trying to enter the studio. I don't know who it is.
Winnie the
They're not
Pooh.
getting in.
Would be the Pooh.
They are not getting in. So I wanted to talk to Aaron from Getaway Today. If everybody else would mute their mics, that would help. Aaron, welcome back to the show. Nice to have you. Before the show, Lisa Stiglitz
Thank
was
you.
asking me about those face masks you guys are offering up. You want to talk about those?
Yes, no, I'd love to. Yeah, so we are currently selling a lot of fun face masks that are sort of like Disney themed. You can go on our website, getawaytoday.com, and look under the merchandise tab to see them. But we have a lot of fun, like little playoffs from Frozen, Star Wars, a lot of really fun stuff. And we're coming out with those like typically like new designs once a month, maybe a little bit more. So it's kind of a fun thing to just, kind of bring some excitement to masks that everybody's wearing. So.
Cool. And anything else you want to share about being able to travel through Getaway Today these days?
Yeah, I mean, we are still open and willing to help anybody who's looking to travel. Of course, our number one priority is the health and safety of our guests. So we always want our guests to travel whenever they feel comfortable. So whether that's this year or next year, we can help you start planning your Walt Disney World vacation. That's a really popular spot, as well as Universal Orlando Resort is open right now as well. So if you're interested, we'd be more than happy to help you. Just feel free to give us a call or just DM us on social media, and we'd be more than happy to help you out.
Very cool. Let me turn off the banner and bring everybody back in. You can unmute your mics. And we will now play with the answers. We've got Mr. Panda who asked that question this time. No, was it Shelley asked the first question? I'm already messing myself up. Shelley asked the first question. She asked
the first one.
I'm sorry, what, Shelley?
No, I said I asked the second question this time.
Oh, Panda asked the first question?
Yeah,
Panda,
it was
you asked
20.
Question number 20? All right. Question number 20, and I've seen some answers come up in the chat here. I should have people put the answer number as they're answering in the comments. If you guys would do that in the comments as you're giving me answers,
easy.
That would help me. But here, well, it is so far, but there's some questions where it's not going to be as easy.
Sure, right.
So question number 20 was, Harold the Yeti on Disneyland's Matterhorn wanted a few days off, so he asked Blank to fill in for him. And I gotta get back to Shelley on Panda on the screen. He said Big Al.
Oh.
So I want to give Panda a point already because Nan Kent actually gave you Big Al. So we're going to match with the audience members. So we got Big Al from Nan Kent.
How about that, audience?
1 point for Panda. We got Dr. Seeker. Oh, that must be for the other question, right? That's got to be for the
Marvel question. Yeah.
Dr.
I don't know who Dr. Seeker
I don't know who that is either.
Dr.
I'm thinking
Strange?
Dr. Strange, right?
Janser.
So we also got
from the dinosaur ride.
Dinosaur ride, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. We also got Disco Yeti as a suggestion.
I want to see that.
We got Mickey. Emily says she's just bad at the game. So thank you for acknowledging it, Emily.
So are we all, actually. But
and Nan Kent is very happy she matched Panda. So let's give Nan Kent that 1 point back. She's back at 0.
Back at 0.
Congratulations, Nan. You're back at 0. Okay. So Panda's got a point already. Let's go to Leslie Kyling. Leslie, what do you got as your match? Who from the Marvel Cinematic? I'm sorry. Who's going to fill?
That's a good one.
That was a good one. Who's going to replace the Yeti? She's got Sully from the Monsters Inc. Cool. Good choice. Good choice.
That is good.
Guy.
Yeah, that's
a good choice.
Movie reference.
Aaron, what do you got?
Aaron,
you're still muted. Aaron, you're muted.
That's okay. She's got a card.
Yeah, but she's still muted. True. All right, Aaron is muted.
Aaron is muted.
Aaron may be delayed too, so let's go to Adrian. Oh, Aaron, have you unmuted?
Yep.
Is she delayed?
Yes,
I think she is.
Yeah.
You got your answer?
She's in another time.
Yes, this is.
Zone.
I did cryogenic Walt Disney.
Wow.
That's my favorite answer.
Let's go with Adrian Vincent Phoenix. Adrian, you're muted as well.
I'm just trying to help solve your echo.
You're actually live.
The adorable. Oh, the snow cone guy. Yeah. Why not the adorable snowman?
Snow cone? It's lemon.
It's lemon.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat the yellow snow.
Yes.
I'm from Chicago. I know this.
So said Frank Zappa.
Todd Pickering, what do you got?
I thought this was going to be an easy one. I would think he'd ask Olaf.
Okay. Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
He's a
Chris
snowman.
Chris Berry, what do you got?
Well, obviously, if I needed an actor, I would ask Todd Pickering. So,
Todd, of course, is
colder.
Hair's getting scary.
Yeah.
Todd, of course, is our California star. And when he does this, there's only one thing that I can possibly say about this.
Oh, no.
That's a little creepy, don't you think?
I long for my hair looking
I like
that good.
Nice.
I like that one.
All right. Who have I missed? I got Lisa.
I think it's me.
Lisa, what do you got?
Mike Wazowski.
Mike
Wazowski.
Wazowski.
Everybody picked monsters. It makes sense.
Mike Wazowski?
Oh, yeah.
All right. And let's see, we got Todd King. I got the Todd King button here.
Okay, so Disneyland. This is a deep cut for Disneyland for somebody who I think could do it, would do it.
Maynard.
Wow, that is a deep fan reference.
Wow.
He has
You want to explain it to people who don't know the Maynard reference?
Only the greatest cast member that's ever lived. He's a great cast member. He's been there forever, and he makes everybody's experience great. Whatever theme, whatever place he's in, he is full throttle in character, and it's fantastic.
Cool.
If you ever meet him, it's as great as meeting a costume character.
And you would suggest that he fill in for Harold the Yeti on the Matterhorn all day. So
Well,
I
sure,
would
you
think
have to
you'd
ride
want
there
to
to ride
punish
to see him.
somebody rather than
Definitely.
give him a gig like that. Shelley, did I get an answer from you? Shelley?
I said Goofy.
Oh,
Goofy.
yeah.
All right. Well,
would be
Panda's
good.
got a point thanks to Nan Kent. He's a very lucky man because he hasn't
All right.
matched anybody else. And so, Shelley, you picked question number 1, and I can get that back on the screen so we can see one more time. This is Winnie the Pooh taking over the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Winnie the Pooh has quite the reputation for displacing aging stars when he moves in. At Magic Kingdom, he displaced Mr. Toad. At Disneyland, he displaced the Country Bears. Rumor has it he has his eyes on the role of blank in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And Shelley, you said?
I said Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Wow.
Spider-Man.
Wow. Let's see if
Spider-Man.
Shelley gets any matches from our contestants at home. I've seen Ant-Man. That's close. Of course, I was going to say I would bet a lot of Marvel characters do have man in the name, so maybe it's not so close, right? Because we also have from Nan Kent Iron Man, which she says is Dave's answer. They're sharing their screen. And yes, somebody finally said what I said. Don't eat the yellow snow. So those are all of the responses that we got from the audience. So no more audience opportunities for Shelley. Let's go to Todd King. Todd, what was your answer on this one? Who from the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Winnie the Panther.
Black Panther.
Yeah,
I'd watch that movie.
Honey.
Lisa, what do you got?
Spider-Man.
Oh, we got a point. We are
Drew the
tied
Spider,
at 1.
too.
Chris Berry, what do you got?
I think Winnie the Pooh would be a great Hulk, so I thought he would play him more.
He never gets angry, though, does he?
No. The new Hulk is not angry.
What do you got?
I picked another critter, Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, perfect.
Not bad, not bad. Let's see, John, I haven't gotten to you yet. John Saccheri, what do you got? Iron Man. Well, a match Nan Kent again.
Panda
I mean,
is
there's
my
something
favorite.
going on. There's something. Put your sign back up so Nan can take a screenshot of your answer and hers. There you go, Nan. There's your moment.
That's the screenshot you want right there.
And Leslie Kyling. Let's see. Where is Leslie?
Sorry, I
Here
went
we go.
Star-Lord.
She went with the Star-Lord. All
Okay.
right.
Love the Star-Lord.
And Erin is muted, but hopefully she won't be when I tap her button. Erin's got the Hulk.
Okay,
So we've got a
see?
single-player match. And finally, we've got, last but not least, Adrian Vincent Phoenix.
Last. I am Pooh.
I am Groot.
That's good.
Right.
I was
that
going to
would
say
be
it for
great.
those who don't know. That's Groot. All right. And Mary Wells now wants to know if Nan Kent is cheating, and the answer is there is that possibility.
I don't know Nanette.
And or psychic.
No,
I don't know.
Nanette.
I don't know. I think I've actually introduced you at some point.
Oh, maybe.
All right. So at the completion of the round, what do we got, Todd? You're the scorekeeper, Todd Pickering. What do we
Why
got?
it's a tie game with 1-1.
We got 1 point apiece.
Ooh,
And let's
tiebreaker.
see, what do we
Let's
got on the
break that
clock
tie.
here? We've got we've
42
been at this 42 minutes. 42 minutes since we started the stream. 40 minutes since we started the show. About 30 minutes since we started the game. So let's play another round. How about
Do
that? For
that.
me doing math
Let's
in
do
my
that.
head. You can't tell that I was a timekeeper as a lawyer for all those years because Adrian loves it when I talk about my years as a lawyer.
You were a lawyer?
You were a lawyer?
I can add in 6-minute time increments.
I heard
You're
he was
out of
a lawyer.
order.
All right, guys. Let's go to
This court
Shelley.
is out of order.
can't
What, Shelley?
handle the truth.
Ann Kent swears she would never cheat. Okay, all right.
I believe her.
And Mary Wells says she was just kidding. All right. So Shelley, here are the questions. We've got a whole bunch of questions still unasked because we're going to play this for weeks and weeks and weeks. But which ones would you like next?
How about Sweet 16?
Oh.
Number 16, Sweet 16. Number 16, and I actually am clicking on the right button this time. Okay. Number 16. Oh, and this is the one I was going to try to sing. Let's see if I can do it.
No,
why
don't do it.
Are there so many? Well, I can't even get the words right. And I wrote the damn question.
Pick one key, just
one. All right, I'll answer the. All right, Adrian, thank you. Why aren't there so many songs about Pandora and what's on the other side? Huh? Someday I'll find it. My Ekron connection.
Wow.
The avatars. The blank. And Banshees.
Wow. Goodness gracious.
Banshees. All right.
Yeah. All right, I got this.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Jibe time.
No idea what to put for this. The blue people.
Well, the avatars, blank, and the Banshees. All right.
This is a hard one.
That was question number one for this round. And I haven't seen audience comments come in, but hopefully the audience is just a little behind us and we'll get some nice blanks for that one. Let's go to Mr. Panda. I don't know what's going on with all the giggling, but hey, you guys can enjoy yourselves while I'm bringing up the next question.
It's
Let's go with number 17.
Panda's going with number 17. All right, number
$200.
17.
No whammies.
Here we go. The long-awaited fifth Indiana Jones film, the franchise's first since Disney purchased Lucasfilm, will star nearly 80-year-old Harrison Ford in the title role. Indiana Jones and blank is rumored to be the film's working title.
Oh, here we go.
Pretty open, but I've set it up with the 80-year-old, so there you go. Let's Jibe time it. Oh, and Mary Wells has been kind enough to put an answer number with her answer. If other people answer with numbers, that would be helpful as well, but I see them there too. All right. So we have asked two questions, and I'm going to spend a few moments with one of our guests, and I didn't give her a heads up, but I'm going to invite Leslie Kyling to say a few words so that Leslie can promote the other show I work on with her. Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Ellen. Oh, and I had it written here real nice so that you could see, but it's the Gary Meyer Show, GarryMeier.com, GarryMeier.com.
And Leslie, your role on the show that I know that the audience may not.
I'm the newswoman, but when you think of a newswoman, you think of somebody who's serious and cares about really important matters in the world and politics and stuff, and we don't do any of that stuff. So there you go, GarryMeier.com.
And when we do our Friday shows, the Friday shows are cocktail hours, and Leslie has a penchant for getting fine wines from local establishments for her Friday wine
I pay
selection.
for them a lot. It's not like I get everything on credit, but
I was going to say my beverage selection for the Friday shows, because I'm at the steering wheel, and although I am once again promoting Lou Malnati's. If they'd like to send me some pizzas, I'd be more than happy to have them.
$60 for a pizza.
No. It's $100 some odd for 6. Yep. Leslie's got a Coke tonight because, of course, we're family friendly tonight. All right. We've got some answers here. And I need to get back to the game engine over here on this screen. And the game engine is on the screen. And Shelley, I believe, asked for number 17. And I'm now talking
16.
with an accent.
16.
I'm sorry. She asked for 16. Panda asked for 17.
Yes, sorry. My mute was on.
So we've got why aren't there so many songs about Pandora and what's on the other side? Someday I'll find it. My Ekron connection, the avatars, the blank, and Banshees. Shelley?
The Na'vi.
A Na'vi. Wow. Well, she's
Deal.
going to get a bunch of points here just from our fans because Nan Kent, our star player at home, who really should come on the show some week. Another point for Nan, right? Nan's now got a point. She's tied, right? Except Mary Wells also said Na'vi. So we've got another point for Shelley. Let's see. Those are, I believe, are all the answers for number 16 among the guests. Let's go to Panda. I'm actually just going to go through people this time one at a time. Take Mary Wells' answer off the screen. Panda, what do you got?
I think Na'vi is actually a really good answer. I forgot that the avatars aren't the Na'vi, so I put the shamans.
I always put the shamans.
Really?
Because of our dance.
All right.
We got to do that.
If you were going to be a shaman, John, if you were going to be a shaman, which shaman would you be? You're not the shaman of songs. You're the shaman of. I should write that as a question.
Shaman of pizza.
Okay. Shaman of pizza.
Lasagna.
All right. I'm going on. Lisa Stiglitz, you're coming up next. Lisa, what's your answer?
Well, I had to fake this one because I've never seen the movie, nor have I ever been on the attraction. So I just threw out Zoe Saldana.
There you go. One of the actors in the movie. That's good.
She's a Na'vi. Like.
Yeah. We're not crediting that, but come on. Close call. Aaron, I'm going to come to you next. You can unmute. Panda lasagna should be your selection, not pizza, says Mary Wells. Aaron, your answer is Sigourney Weaver. And my fun Sigourney Weaver moment, Shelley and John, was at the Pandora media event. Jeremiah Good, Tim Ellison, and I rode Flight of Passage with her, and were mere steps behind her as we got off. We weren't allowed to interact with her, but we did get to see her real up close, which was very cool. Let's see who I've got next. Cool. I got Todd King up next. Todd, what's your answer? So we're mixing franchises in the spirit of my question style.
Disney can cross over anything now.
Exactly. Although again, I'm not a fan of that new Muppets show. That's just not doing it for me. But we're not going to get into that again this week. Leslie, what do you got?
I think we got a match.
Hey, another match. We got the Na'vis from.
And I even looked it up so that I get the apostrophe in the right place.
Wow. Hey, how about
Chris
that?
Berry, what do you got?
Well, I had a kind of a senior moment with the name. I just put the blue people.
I think that counts for a point.
I think that counts, right?
Wait a minute, that's the Smurfs.
Give him a
Good
point.
point.
No. Give him the point. Give him the point. Adrian, what do you got? Na'vi, another point.
And I do believe I get credit for punctuation.
Yes.
And the space.
Todd Pickering.
I guess it doesn't match because
blue people.
The blue people.
Yeah, that's a match. That's a match.
Blue meanies.
And in response to Adrian's comment, we've got this.
How was that? God, my hair looks so much better.
All right, Mr. Pickering, since I've just come to you at the final, we had all those Na'vi. How many points did Shelley rack up, or what's her current score?
7.
Oh
wow, John, you got a pretty big hurdle to overcome.
It ain't happening.
The champion
We have to have another
gone.
game where I get to win the belt back.
The Indiana Jones question.
This is a great question, though, Alan. Fantastic.
That was really fun. I like that one.
All right, we got number 17 was Panda's question. Let me get that on the game engine over here, and we'll put that on the screen by doing this here. There we go. Question 17, the long-awaited 5th Indiana Jones film, the first in the franchise, gosh, I can't even talk. The franchise's first since Disney purchased Lucasfilm, will star nearly 80-year-old Harrison Ford in the title role. Indiana Jones and blank is rumored to be the film's working title. And Panda's answer I see in the window, and you might see it now too. Panda's answer is AAR. That is a great answer. Maybe even a definitive answer. Let's see if we got any comment answers.
Yeah, so the
let's
Walker.
see. I got the Walker.
Yeah.
We got the Ruins of the Unspectacular.
Great.
Alexander.
We got reading glasses.
Reading glasses.
We got Metamucil. We got wheelchair, which is close. We're close. Well, no, we're close to Walker. We're close to Nan Kent.
Yeah.
And gee, Nan and Dave. I just noticed this. Nan says that's Dave's answer, and Nan's answer was Walker. Okay, let's take away their point. They lose another point.
Oh wow! So
I'm just being a
-2.
Tough crowd.
Oh, Alex Wittenberg had an answer to the other question that I didn't see. Oh, Alex Wittenberg had an answer to the Na'vi question. Flight of Passage, fast passes.
The ever elusive.
Like gold.
All right, so Panda had AARP. Shelley, I'm coming to you. Shelley, what do you got?
The broken hip.
The broken hip.
That's really good.
And the broken
Indiana Jones and the broken hip. I would watch it.
Leslie Kyling, what do you got?
I have the Walker of Doom.
That's close to Nan Kent. Todd King, what do you got?
But I will be.
Leslie, I have the Walker of Doom.
Wow, look at that.
Whoa.
That's great.
Aaron, what do you got?
Mortality.
Mortality. Indiana Jones and Mortality. Lisa Stiglick, what do you got?
Indiana Jones and the Retirement Home.
Adrian, Vincent Phoenix, what do you got?
Indiana Jones and the Last Plane Crash.
Oh no! No!
He's cursed.
That's just awful. That is just awful. Chris Berry, what do you got?
Yeah, I went in a whole different direction with Indiana Jones and the Viagra prescription.
Oh gosh!
Oh, that's really not a whole different direction.
Family friendly.
That's family friendly. It's a viable drug.
I was gonna say that's all right, but Todd has this to say about it.
Oh, God. You kind of got dark there.
Ooh.
That fit very well.
It's really weird seeing me on the screen multiple times. But I had Indiana Jones.
Man, think how weird it is for us.
I do have that video back that Adrian wants banned.
No, that's good. I think we've seen enough of me. My hair is taking up most of the screen. But I had Indiana Jones and the senior early bird dinner.
Wonderful.
There's some really good answers. But I'm afraid, Panda, no points there. So let's see. We're coming up on the hour mark. So let's do a final pair of questions here. This is for all the simoleons, right? Because we still got 9 players, so you could still take the lead if you get them all matched, and Shelley misses them all or doesn't get
What
enough.
is the simoleon to dollar exchange rate these days?
It's really highly variable.
Okay.
I'd have to go to wallstreetjournal.com and look it up, and I haven't renewed my subscription. And
we're in after hours.
But you're a lawyer, right?
So.
I heard he was a lawyer.
Only by license and education, not by occupation. All right, so let me bring the question engine back on the screen. And Panda, since you're trailing, I'll let you make this next selection.
All right, don't be too creative here, folks.
Well, I was going to say, this is the beauty of the random question generator, because I've written all the questions. And there's some good ones in here, and there's some not so good ones in here. Panda,
question 10.
Number 10. All right, let's go with number 10.
Number 9.
Number 10. Oh no, here we go. This one requires a family-friendly answer. I've even noted it on the screen. Poppy the pin collector does not like to ever trade away pins, but does like getting new ones at the parks. Poppy often offers to trade blank for pins.
Whoa.
Poppy often offers to trade blank for pins at the parks.
I'm with you.
Ready to write?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Yep. I got a good one. I think I got a good one.
Uh-oh. I was going to say the engine seemed to stop, but it's still going.
Bing.
All right. All right, so that's the first of the 2 questions.
Love the horn.
And I will bring the engine back up here, and we'll have Shelley pick the other question. All right, Shelley, what would you like? We've got numbers 2 through 24 with a couple of not available.
How about number 4?
Number 4. Question number 4. In Disney's The Little Mermaid, Ursula was so nasty. You guys need some work on that.
Yeah.
Okay. She was such a nasty that they called her, well, a witch. Anyway, she was such a nasty as a child. The merfolk in her school voted her most likely to blank under the sea.
Whoa.
So Ursula was voted most likely to blank under the sea. Ready, everyone? And commenters, please remind me that it's answering number 4 that you're answering. And here we go. 20 seconds on the clock if it's going to cooperate this time. There we go. Adrian's dancing along. I like that. Todd Pickering's deep in thought. Can't get another person on the screen. It keeps freezing up now. That's not good. There's Shelley. All right.
Oh, the horn.
All right. So that's 20 seconds. That is 2 questions. Adrian, any other news that we need to share? You shared your screen before, and I don't know that we've shared why you shared your screen.
No, so Josh D'Amaro, the former president of the Disneyland Resort.
Should I put that on the screen? Yes, I
Yeah,
should.
you put that up.
All right, there it is.
So he came back to Disneyland from his new highfalutin title of Chairman Disney Parks Experiences and Products. But he came back to Disneyland and to the Disneyland Resort, and he was taking a tour of the Adventures campus, and he said the Quinjet just happened to land right in front of them. So
how convenient.
Yes, and I love the social distance photo here.
But Ken Potrock's got one of his trademark, is it a Havana shirt? I was never sure of the style, but he always wore those at the DVC meetings back in the day when he was head of DVC.
So there's the Quinjet.
And of course, he is a fellow Northwestern alum, so that makes him automatically something.
A lawyer.
No, he's not a lawyer. Actually, he got his degree at Kellogg at the business school.
Got it. So anyway, so here's a photo of the Quinjet. So it was, I mean, I found it,
That's awesome.
Something
All right,
interesting.
very cool.
So, there you go.
All right, so we've got lots and lots. Ken Potrock is the president of Disneyland now.
He sounds like he's in the Flintstones.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's got that name going. Let me bring the question engine up. Panda, you asked what question?
10.
10.
All right, okay. Panda asked question number 10, and I still have Adrian's on the screen. That we need to fix. There we go. All fixed.
There we go.
Poppy the pin collector does not like to ever trade away pins, but does like getting new ones. At the parks, Poppy often offers to trade blank for pins. And I can't find Panda. There he is. Yep. And he's got a good answer here. Mickey Ice Creams. Excellent answer, Panda.
I didn't say that.
And let me go.
I don't know what to say for that.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Someone
let me
got that.
I don't know that you'll get 9 matches, but it's a good one. Let's see if I've got answers here. I got to get to the right spot here.
Emily said Mickey bars, and Mary said Mickey bars.
Hang on. I'm not at that part of the screen. There we go. All right. So there's a point for Panda from Mary, Mickey Ice Cream Bars.
Yep.
Woo!
And a point because of Emily for Mickey Bars.
Yeah.
No point from Nan this time. She put popcorn.
But
Alex,
Dave answered.
Oh, that's. I don't know if Dave answered.
He did. He said Mickey ears. I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it.
Oh, Mickey ears.
All right, hang on. I got more in between though. So after popcorn, we've got Alex Wittenberg saying stale churros. Good answer there. We got more popcorn. Popcorn seems to be a very popular answer. Mary said it. Nan said it.
Popcorn.
And that is everything on number 10. So let's go to our players. I'm going to go to Lisa Stiglick first this time. Lisa, what do you got?
Churros.
Churros. All right.
Yes.
Good answer. Not a match for Panda. Aaron, what do you got?
Put fast passes.
Not a match.
That'd be a good trade.
Leslie Kyling, what do you got?
Simoleons.
It's a good word. It's a good word.
All right, Leslie, for that one, you're getting the this one. All right, Todd King.
Okay, so Poppy.
That was literal. That was literal.
Very literal. Shelley, let's go to you next. What do you got?
I said warm hugs.
Because it's Disney.
Todd Pickering, what do you got?
I should have gone for popcorn, but I said Poppy's popsicles. My light's so good. There we go.
Yeah,
popsicles. There you go. Chris Berry, what do you got? You said you had a good one, right?
No, I have a churros.
Churros.
Other people said
That's
that.
good.
Churros is good in the
All
slot.
right, not bad. Adrian, what do you got?
More churros.
More churros.
Oh.
John,
So had you picked churros, Panda, that would have been close.
That would have
But
been
instead,
close.
you picked Mickey bars, so you got some fan votes. But,
So that's the game, but we're going to answer the question.
But we're still going to go to Shelley because
course.
Shelley did
To
ask
see
one
how
more
much
question.
she beat me by.
That's correct.
This one was hard. I don't think.
This was a hard
It
one.
was a hard one.
These were both.
All right. Let me get the game engine back on. Shelley, which question did you ask?
4.
I said number 4.
Shelley had number 4. In Disney's The Little Mermaid, Ursula was so nasty. Okay, she was such a nasty that they called her, well, a witch. Anyway, she was such a nasty as a child. The merfolk in her school voted her most likely to blank under the sea. And Shelley, you said?
Most likely to make someone cry.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a
Shelley,
hard. It was
Shelley
a hard
was
one.
almost throwing the match.
Yeah.
No?
No. No.
It won't work under the sea.
No.
No.
All right, let's see what sort of
She's
answers we
winning.
got from
Neither
our-
does crying. So
That's true.
Let's see. We've got a very popular answer here. Seems to be drown
Whoa.
under the sea.
Oh.
A lot of people don't like Ursula.
Dark.
Yeah.
Nan Kent remembers that Ursula is an octopus. She gave us ink.
That's good.
It's a good one.
We
I
have
like that.
we have another dark one here. Choke on a plastic bag. I mean, I guess
James would say that.
Wow.
I was going to say, and that gets to Disney's environmental message about plastic in the seas that we've seen on display at Epcot. And then Dave Kent has also offered up Squirt ink. Let's see. Let's go to you, Panda. What did you put? Scream. Ursula would be most likely to scream under the sea.
Scream.
Leslie Kyling, what do you got?
Tough one.
I went environmental. I said overfish.
Overfish under the sea.
Oh, she probably would do that.
I was going to say that
She
comes from your news
absolutely would.
experience. Clearly. Aaron, what do you got?
I put lose her head because she did BCA.
Yes, that only happens on the
right.
ride to California Adventure every now and again.
Yes.
Wow, those are deep cuts.
Todd King, you were next in
Well,
my
I
box
was with
here. What do you got?
Mary and Emily, and I said drown.
Drown. All right.
Wow. Dark.
Let's see. Who else haven't I gotten to yet? Todd
Dark.
Pickering, what do you got?
I put sink.
Oh,
She was at the bottom. She's the bottom feeder.
Yeah,
That
she's
is like
All right.
drowning.
Adrian,
drowning.
what do you got?
Too good for her.
You made me ink.
Ink. There's another match to our
There you
friends
go.
at home. Chris Berry, what do you got?
Yeah, I was there too. I went with the ink.
Ink.
Oh.
Did I miss anybody? I'm trying to catch up all the boxes here. I think we got everybody.
Lisa.
So, Lisa, did I miss you? All right, Lisa, what's your answer?
I
Sorry about that.
don't know. My answer's pretty bad.
I was gonna say you're happy I missed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
So Ursula is most likely to kill.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, well,
That is very, 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 very.
Oh, God. You kind of got dark there.
that fit perfectly.
I'm glad I queued those up this week. Those were all fun.
Good for this.
I want that.
You could use
All right.
them for every show.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Panda, I can send them to you. You can use them in any one of those streams
Yeah.
that you're
I
doing.
will.
I want them.
I would.
I want them as a ringtone. Actually.
Wow, I'm going to get lots of residual checks now.
Todd Pickering, give us the final score of the show tonight.
The final score was Shelley 7 and Panda 3. Womp.
Wow. Shelley, congratulations. So you get.
Nothing.
Oh,
See, it's
And
a
of course,
happy
Shelley
show.
gets our grand prize, which is her
Respect.
Mike Wazowski moment. So, Shelley, thanks so much for joining.
Nice.
Why don't you go ahead and plug your site as long as I've got you on here? Tell people what they can find on the go and MCO these days.
they can find all sorts of information today. Wrote about the magical dining coming to Orlando.
All right. Panda, what's going on with you that you can plug? I mean, it's not like you don't have 100 shows is showing up in my feed every week.
He's too
I'll be
distraught.
okay.
I mean, you did have that great interview with Don Hahn last week. I was only able to catch a little
I know that
of it
nobody
so far.
came to. I was all
Really?
alone. Not
That's
a
so
lot of
sad.
people.
I mean, Don Hahn
It
is
sad.
such an
It was
entertaining
great.
guy. And I was very jealous
Tu-
that you got that interview.
Tuesday, 8 p.m., I have Deb Wills.
Deb Wills. We had Deb a couple weeks ago. Deb is an awesome guest.
Yep.
You tell Deb we said hello. Everybody here loves Deb. We had a lot of people saying nice things.
BigFatPanda.com, Deb Wills, 8 p.m. Tuesday.
All right. Again, let's invite folks to tune into my friend Alex's show on Saturday, 8/22 at 2 p.m. Eastern for the one-time only chat with Ralph Eggleston from Pixar, talking all about animating design in animation, particularly in 3D animation. It's going to be really interesting stuff. One time only. They're not letting us leave the stream up. Leslie.
Wait. Is that what you meant by one time only?
Yeah, it's not going to be available for repeat viewing. I don't know if we'll even be able to put up the highlights of it. It's going to be a one-time only event. Leslie's got a card up. I'll put Leslie's screen up. Leslie's got GaryMeyer.com.
GaryMeyer.com.
Leslie and I will be in if everything is all right. Leslie and I will be on the stream on Friday with the latest edition of Gary's show. Gary's got an interesting guest. You know who his guest is, Leslie?
Gear Force Live. We're going to be talking to a guy who did a story about a shipwreck in Chicago, the Eastland disaster.
The Eastland disaster, and my office was right down the block from where that plaque stood. And the Eastland disaster happened. Well, I was going to say the Eastland disaster happens to be the worst naval disaster in American history. And it's long been forgotten by most Americans, and it happened in the same era as the Titanic. It's 1919, I think.
And it essentially happened, like 4 feet from shore?
Well, it happened
that
docked.
Close.
It happened docked at LaSalle Street and Wacker, and it was a company picnic with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on a boat that ended up overloaded on the top side.
Wow.
And it flipped and just hundreds and hundreds of people passed away.
And with that, it's not all dark. We've got a lot of fun videos. We're going to have all sorts of other stuff. It's not all dark.
What I was going to get at is that the filmmaker, Harvey Moshman, I always forget how Harvey pronounces his last name. He used to produce years ago in Chicago that great show Wild Chicago, and I absolutely loved Wild Chicago. That was one of my favorites. People were asking about George Clooney over my head.
Yes,
that's the poster from Tomorrowland. I got that during a screening or a pre-show at Epcot or something like that. I was telling folks in the green room before the show, I put up 2 posters today of movies that I was glad I got to see for free, and I don't remember why I got to see each of them for free. Maybe Disney Parks blog, or maybe DVC or something like that. But Tomorrowland, I did not enjoy. And on the other side, the Nutcracker, Disney's The Nutcracker, which also I did not.
We're just going to ignore the pizza. We're going to ignore it.
I got to do the right finger. I very much like the pizza. I also like Abe. And for Chicago fans out there, if you see this, that little plastic submarine there, that's a replica of the U-505 that appears at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, made by the same sort of injection molding screen as Abe up here.
Wow.
And the U-505 was a captured Nazi sub from World War II that somehow ended up in a museum in Chicago. It was outdoors for decades. It's now in the basement of the museum in this beautiful, stunning display. And it's fascinating to me as a Chicagoan who's gotten to visit the U-505 in the same week as a similar era American sub, because there's one docked at Pearl Harbor, the USS Bowfin. And it's fascinating because the American sub has far more creature comforts than the German one does. But it's relevant to that. It's relevant to that documentary. It's relevant to the documentary because a World War I U-boat was sunk off the coast of Lake Michigan as well, and that's mentioned in the documentary, which I was privileged enough to get to see today. So that's all the plugging I have to do. Anybody else have anything they want to share? Todd King, you want to share something? Go ahead, Todd.
Tomorrow, MousePlanet.com. This site. my Star Wars article comes out.
Oh yeah.
And top 10 plot holes from the Star Wars movies.
Oh, there's only 10.
There's only 10.
Top 10.
It's the top.
Yeah. Hey, I got the.
Anything else? Anyone? Anything else?
Yeah, I got something.
Chris Berry's got something to share. Chris, what do you got?
Chris Berry's got a article on Friday. Top 5 Disney resorts, Walt Disney World resorts I still haven't stayed in, because I've stayed in a lot of them, but there are still 5 that I have not. So, and my sons go to college on Sunday.
That's going to be something.
Official empty nest.
And Todd Pickering. Oh, go ahead.
I've got
Todd.
one for our Disney fans. I took a hit for the team. I went to Downtown Disney on Monday, and I had to try the new ice cream flavors at Salt and Straw. They have their camp flavors. I tried 2 out of 3. I did not try the eggs, bacon, and pancakes.
Oh my!
But I did try the hazelnut s'mores, and you could listen to that. You could definitely. Salt and Straw is amazing. If you haven't tried it, it's expensive, but it's worth it because the ingredients, you can actually taste the marshmallows and get the mouthfeel of the marshmallows, and the hazelnut really comes out in it, so it was better than regular s'mores. But my favorite was the huckleberry cast iron cornbread. That was amazing. And I didn't know how I felt about cornbread in the ice cream, but the huckleberries were definitely the flavor, so they did go in that order. So huckleberries were amazing. So
yeah, I'm there for that.
And Lisa, thank you for the ears. Lisa got me these, and Dia de los Muertos coming up.
Lisa didn't send me any ears.
We have some. The Disney discount outlet is like 40 minutes from my house, and I keep calling them because it has been all over Facebook that the Santa Mickey Loungefly backpacks have arrived at the outlet. People have been getting them for like $20 each, so I've been like stalking them.
Dang.
I'll let you know when I get them.
Plug your book, Lisa. We have to help you with that.
Oh yeah, my book. I don't have an actual physical book right now. I have sold them all, but I do have a picture of it. It is on Amazon. It is called California Dreamin'. It is basically the first 20 years of California Adventure. Well, not quite 20. It will be 20 next February, and fingers crossed that the park will be open, and we can all celebrate with the typical cupcake and pin that we will probably get for the birthday.
So let me ask this. So I'm gonna run one quick commercial here because we're gonna do this again next week.
I like the bell.
I added that today. Actually, I hadn't added that last week.
Shelley, I re-challenge you.
Are you available to come back next week to play again?
I am. I'm going to defend my title.
So the bad news for you, John, is Jeremiah Good accepted my invitation to challenge tonight's winner. So Jeremiah,
I get another week to try to get Shelley again another time?
We will definitely bring you back. We will definitely bring you back. But Shelley's having a real good time over in that box. I'm gonna take myself out for a moment, and you guys can all Hollywood Squares it for a moment. Ready?
Shelley.
Okay.
Shelley, I've met Jeremiah Good. You're gonna win again.
He'll give me a run for my money.
Hopefully Jeremy's been watching or hasn't been watching and won't know the rules. Either one is fine with me at this point, right? So
tell Jeremiah the most obscure answer wins.
What I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, look, you can't match anybody. That'd be crazy.
In my posts about the show today, I said there were no right or wrong answers, but maybe for Jeremiah there are. I don't know. So Alan DeLinka in Central Florida, for folks across the country, thanks for tuning in this week. It's been fun. I think the game show is a hit. I think we'll do it some more.
This is so much fun.
So thanks everyone for joining us. Tell your friends. Mouse Planet. We're going to do this more.
Bye.
Goodbye.